Marketing and selling is essential in your online business. And when you have the right strategies and mindset, you not only can make a lot of money, but you can change a lot of lives. Welcome to the Online Marketing Podcast, where we help course creators, membership owners, and coaches market and sell their offers.
We're your hosts, Paul and Melissa Pruitt. Let's dive in and get started.
Before you build a lead magnet, do this first.
Not second or third?
Not second or third. Do this first.
You sure it has to be first?
I think it's pretty important. It's a pretty key point before you get started with building that lead magnet.
You know, but I know what we're about to talk about, and I feel like people don't do this first.
I know a lot of people don't do this first. And this is the piece, though, that's going to separate you from everyone else. And it's really going to help. Again, we've been talking about problems. Help you solve those problems that your audience.
Yeah, if you think about it, we always say, you know, like in marketing and in business, it's like a marathon, right? We're always talking about getting at the starting line and running that marathon. But a lot of us don't talk about all the things that are done in preparation before you run the marathon. That's actually where all the real work is, right?
Absolutely.
So I think maybe we should do some preparation, maybe some groundwork before we run the equivalent of that marathon when it comes to getting our lead magnet out in the world. So what's one of the things we should do?
Yes. So one of the key pieces is research and making sure that the problems that we're thinking that our audience has are actual problems that they have and that your audience is aware of too.
Yeah, that's really important because, you know what? We see a lot of people, a lot of times, what they'll do is they'll go, oh, I have a great lead magnet idea. And again, they're the expert, right? So they know their thing really well. They know their business and what they speak and talk about and everything and the problem that they solve. But what it is like not everybody woke up today thinking about that problem, thinking about that thing. And there is certain levels of awareness that people go through. We talk about it in other episodes that we have, but it's just something you really... When they woke up this morning, like, was this like a burning desire? Was this something that was like, ow, like I can feel this pain that I really want solved? And I think we need to go and do some research to figure out really what that is. Because if you don't hit that pain point, you can put something that's actually technically really good out into the market, but then it's like crickets.
Yeah. Yeah. Because even with the research too, they might not even realize that they want this problem solved yet.
Sure.
They might not be ready for it yet. They might actually want something completely different or even a beginner stage before they get to that particular problem.
You know, that's really interesting you say, because it's like, isn't it funny? Like anytime we all buy something, and we're like, oh, this is great. And then it creates a whole nother set of new problems
yes.
That we didn't even know that we had before. So I definitely can get what we're jamming on here. Now, what are some of the ways that we can research?
Yeah, so we wanted to share some tips with you on researching problems. Just a couple things to start thinking about this, because again, the research is where all the magic happens. This is where you're going to really fine tune on your messaging. And again, with that lead magnet, when you have that lead magnet that solves that one problem, gives them a win, it's going to be a natural bridge into your offer. So so let's go ahead and jam on that.
Yeah, let's go ahead. So one of the ideas is, of course, we're in social media. We're spending so much time in social media these days, and we most likely are part of groups or communities, online forums, Facebook groups, different, on and I'll also say offline communities as well, because we congregate and get together with other human beings in certain times that we do that. And what happens is there's natural conversations that are happening in those groups, and I call it the eye roll post. It's like you're into a group that has the people that are your potential client. And it's always that post that somebody's like, use the search function. Why are you doing it? Stop putting F for follow. Why are you doing it? You guys see those posts, right? You see those posts. And those are the questions. Those are the struggles. Those are the things that the people that we want to attract, that's what they're asking about, especially those hot topics, because they're asking over and over and over again.
Yeah, another great tip for you too is look at things that are already out there that are solving that problem. So a really easy one is if you go to Amazon and you look at all the books that speak into the problems that your potential audience might be having, look at the books, but look at the reviews and see what the reviews say about how that book helped them. And you can really navigate and look through those reviews and see what problems that were spoken into and maybe even what problems weren't spoken into that they needed help with.
Yeah, and the world itself, you probably have past clients and customers. Have you actually done an exit survey with them? Have you talked to them? Have you found out like why they came to you at first? Because I know some of us, you know that extra line like in a forum, it's like, oh, how did you hear of us, right? That kind of helps with a little marketing, but how many of us have actually had an open dialogue to find out like how people were, where were they in the moment that they made the decision to come into our product and service? What caused them to hit the buy button? What caused them to walk into the door? like there's a lot of gold in that moment itself.
Absolutely. Now, remember, as you're researching these problems and you're gathering all the problems, don't get overwhelmed with all these problems. And also, too, realize that you don't need to solve all these problems in your lead magnet. You only need to solve one. We want to keep it really simple. Again, remember, this is all about giving your audience a quick win, and it's going to be a natural bridge into your offer.
Yeah, and again, that's a common thing that we see. A lot of people try to solve a lot of things inside of a lead magnet. And it really comes down to being very specific, like narrowing down, like, really targeting in on those specific problems that they want solved. And I think that's key, is that there has to be a certain level of awareness. We talked about that earlier on, where they themselves are sitting in that pain in that moment, like they're out, almost like that they're Googling and they're searching for the solution for this problem.
Yeah. And remember, when in doubt, less is more. So keep it simple, less is more. And again, focus on that problem to really help your audience get that small win.
Melissa, but I think we might be able to help everybody out, figure out how to hunt for these problems in their research. Maybe we have something for them, maybe a framework or something that might help guide them to like really itemizing out and looking at the problems, and also like how that lead magnet could like really align with these type of problems. So something you might be able to help them with that?
I think we can help them out with that. We actually have our problem solution framework. And this is a framework, again, that you can use to really start to map out what those problems are and solutions that you could offer to your audience. It'll give you a better, clearer understanding of this, so that, again, when you're building your lead magnets have intention, they have purpose, and they're going to naturally bridge into that offer. It's a great framework. So you can find the problem solution framework in the show notes. The link is right there. Go ahead and download it and get started on mapping out all those problems and solutions.
Yeah. So going full circle here, again, we are talking all about like these are the things that you have to do before you build your lead magnet. Make sure you do this first. Market research is so key and vitally important. We need that feedback loop. We need to know what your person is thinking, what they're talking about in the open public. We need to make sure that when we create this lead magnet, it's actually speaking closer to a problem that they're very aware of, that they want solved. Like that desire is so vitally important, because a lot of us are trying to fix problems that people don't want solved, right? And so we really need to tune that in. And again, less is more, and being more specific is like very focused. And that's really what's going to hit that funny bone of that person. That's going to make them get into your list and that lead magnet. Now, I'm really excited because, Melissa, we did talk about that. Also, that incredible PDF, that problem solution framework that everybody's going to download as well.
Yeah. So we've had so much fun talking with you today. If you love this episode, make sure you subscribe to the Online Marketing Podcast, because we jam on these topics every single week, all about marketing and selling and getting your offers out in front of the right people. And also make sure you share it with a friend. We would love for them to join us as well. And make sure you download that framework to get started with that problem solution framework.
Yes. So remember, until we talk again, remember, marketing matters.
If you would like to work with us and our team to help you snap up more sales and incredible clients with a stellar marketing strategy that works, go to adaptivemembership.com and sign up for our wait list. We have a limited number of spots in our exclusive program to set you up for success and take action. We're waiting for you at adaptivemembership.com.